Oh, hey, Atheist Mo. Well, everybody, welcome to the Harmonica Man channel. I am Randy, the Harmonica Man. We talk about harmonica, play harmonica, have a little bit of jackassery going on. Also, other types of music and other types of instruments and people. Now, today, first of all, this hat's bugging me. It looks cool, but I'm sitting down. So hang on, gang. Watch your eyes.
Well, that's bright, Randy.
I try to shine at my best. Today, I have my friend and guest musician today. His name is Jeff Lund, and we play around the campfire a couple times a year. We live, close by. We're neighbors and stuff, so we have a pretty good time. Got a bunch of guys around or whatever, and we'll get a shindig going and have some chili or whatever. But I'm gonna turn it over to you, Jeff. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us your story.
All right, Randy. Yeah, Randy and I have been friends for a while up there in that area. I'm originally from up in the Kalkask area. I was born up there, but we came down to the Lansing area around 5 because my dad got a job at Oldsmobile, like many men did back in the 60s. And so grew up in the Lansing area, but I've got some property right up by Randy, and he keeps an eye on my property for me up there. And like he said, when I'm up, I bring my guitar, and we try to make a little music together when I'm up. And that's really what it's all about, isn't it? Sitting around a campfire and making music.
Yep.
But my musical journey started way back about 74. I was 14, I guess. My dad walked in with a $25 garage sale guitar. And he was playing around on that for about 5 minutes. And I'd always been interested in music. Growing up, we always came up to Kalkaska, Randy, right around where you grew up, around the Five Lake area. They'd hire polka bands for the weddings, and I loved it. Loved hearing the polka bands. Would always come in and watch for a while, even though most of the time us kids were out playing, outside in the hall. We weren't in dancing, but I'd always take time to come in and look at them bands. I told myself at a young age I'm going to play in a band like that someday, and by golly, I did. But anyway, I got my hands on that guitar. I asked my dad if I could play that guitar when he got done, and he said, "Have at it, boy." And that was about 74, and I haven't put a guitar down since, Randy. Never will. There's always something to learn on a guitar. I can pick it up tomorrow and be better than I was today. And that's what keeps me coming back. And just like harmonica, we've talked about it. You sit down and you practice, and you're better than you were yesterday, because there's always something to learn on that guitar. And that's what I love about music. Stimulates my brain. Makes me
Yeah, it does.
it makes me use my brain. It makes me use my fingers. It's just a great process, really, Randy. But I started young age, my high school. Randy, my first band, I was in high school. It was actually bluegrass. My first music was bluegrass band. It started out flat picking. Used to run down to the Center for the Arts once a month. They'd have bluegrass bands, and you could walk around with your guitar and steal guitar licks from anybody with an instrument. And that's how I learned to play.
Right.
Was watching bluegrass bands and flat picking, and by high school, the end of high school, I was with a gospel band then. I was traveling with a gospel band for about 4 years. And then I got with my first kind of redneck country rock and roll band by the time I was 23, and did that 3-4 years. And that's where I really honed my skills and learned how to play electric guitar and lead guitar and blues and a lot of different kinds of music. And after that, I got with a classic rock band called the Squids down here, a bunch of firefighters. I was a career firefighter down here in East Lansing, and that band stayed together 24 years, Randy. We had a heck of a run at it.
Yep.
And
I got one of your T-shirts that you give me too. I forgot to get it out. The
Squids, yeah, you should be
show it
wearing
off
for you. Well, we retired about 2 years ago, and I don't know, 3 years ago. It's hard to say, but when you're our age, staying up till 2-3 in the morning gets pretty tough. And but now I'm back playing mostly acoustic guitar again. I kind of circled back around full circle. I'm doing a lot of flat picking again, bluegrass, just a lot of acoustic. Not really playing electric much anymore, and it's kind of come full circle for me. So that's kind of where I'm at now, retired. I will tell you one funny story though. When my dad, after I'd played about a year, Randy, my dad, I needed a good guitar. That original garage sale guitar was a real piece of crap, if you know what I mean. You remember what kind of guitars were?
They usually are.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried my best to get music out of that guitar, and it was pretty terrible. But my dad came in after about a year and said, "Son, is that something you think you're going to stick with?" And I said, "Oh, Dad, yeah, I'm in. I love the guitar." And my dad took me out and bought me a guitar, and I got to give it up for Dad because he changed my life there. And the reason I'm telling you that is just a few years ago, before he passed, he saw my band on Mackinac Island, and he came up to me and said, "Boy, it looks like you stuck with her." So I said, "Yeah, Dad, I told you I was going to stick with it." So he was proud. It was a proud moment.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so it was a proud moment for my dad, seeing that I stuck with that after all the years. So anyway, Randy, that's my life story in a nutshell. Musical journey.
Well, that's a good story. Your mind was kind of hit and miss. Cranky Frankie in the chat says, "Never stop learning. Nice to meet you, Jeff." And Mr. Shadow Kitty, who is a music teacher and taught me a couple of things, and very, very nice person. I started playing in a bar band when I was 18. It's classic rock now, but then it was just called rock.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Very good point right there. You know it? Yeah, it was just called rock and roll then. Good old rock and roll. With the Squids, that was the name of my band. Originally Squid and the Beachcombers. Then it got shortened to the Squid Band. And then it got shortened to the Squids. But yeah, we had to describe ourselves as classic rock. Now that I think about that, you're right, Randy. It was just rock and roll, wasn't it?
Yeah, because now we live in the age of the millennial, and everybody's listening to Well, not everybody, but the younger crowd that's actually going out to the bars, they're listening to all kinds of silliness like Eminem and Britney and all those pop stars and stuff, and they
Well, I
don't
tell you,
know the blues and the and rock and roll from our era.
well, I tell you, some of the kids out there that have dabbled in the old LPs, they know. Some have educated
Uh huh.
themselves. Uh, have appreciated some of the stuff. I always tell my kids, I've got two kids, as Randy knows, and I've tried to influence them as much as possible with my music. But I just tell them I grew up with, the best music in the world. But don't all parents say that? My parents told me that,
Yeah,
Uh, in fact, another
yeah.
joke.
Somebody told me.
Go ahead.
Oh, somebody told me a few years back that I went to the farm market and I said something about playing blues and rock and roll, and the old duffer says, "Oh, there ain't no music unless it's country music." And I said, "You know what? I heard that 45 years ago, and it wasn't funny then either." kind of died inside a little bit.
Well, Randy, that's exactly what I was going to say to you. Growing up, I played a lot of different music. It was kind of hard for my dad to hear my band because his saying was this, Randy: "Son, there's two kinds of music, country and western." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He yeah. I was raised. Dad raised me on Johnny Cash, uh, Roger Miller,
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Horton,
Same here.
Johnny Horton. That all them LPs.
Mm-hmm.
You see them hanging in my cabin. I've got the old Ring of Fire
Yep.
album hanging in my cabin.
Yeah. In
But
fact, we tried that out, the Ring of Fire around the campfire, and I played the horn section with the harmonica. I didn't know if I could do it because I've never done it, but turns out to be really easy.
yeah, I wanted you to play that the trumpets, the trumpet part. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you got it. You got
Hey,
it.
why don't you give us a sample there, Jeff,
All right, yeah,
and
Randy.
grab your
I
guitar.
will. I
Show us a little
will.
something just for having a relaxing Saturday afternoon.
All right. Well, Randy is always playing me some type of style that one thing I appreciate about Randy's harmonica playing is he does such a wide variety of styles. If you've heard him play, it's more than the blues that he plays. I can't come up with how many different styles I've heard him come up with. He's made it sound like an accordion. It's beautiful. But anyway, with the guitar, it's the same thing. You can make it sound like a lot of different things. And lately, for guitar
Mm-hmm.
players out there, if you ever get bored playing guitar, uh, go to drop D tuning. Randy is what I'm going to be doing today. If you ever just
Okay.
get bored playing guitar, just go to drop D tuning. Okay, you just take your E string and drop it down to D. Okay, and all of a sudden you'll be inspired. A lot of country people do that, blues. Um, but anyway, Randy's always playing different styles of blues, and I'm going to take you kind of down into the Delta here a little bit, Randy. I
All
kind of
right.
remind me of some Mississippi type. I've never really played anything like this, but this is worthy of an introduction. I guess you need to do a blues intro really for this. So. Let me do that a little better, Randy, here. There's
Wow,
a
that
little
was awesome.
Delta type blues. I don't know whatever you want to call it, Randy.
Yeah, a little upbeat Delta style. I would
Yeah,
say.
it's
That
kind
sounded
of
great. Everybody in the chat liked it.
Did they like it?
Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you can get the chat or anything on. Let's see. I don't have a.
No, I can't see comments. Maybe that's
There's
good. I could have played it a little cleaner there.
Yep.
I'm a little nervous. With your star,
you're an entertainer.
Your background there, Randy's kind of got me in the ozone here.
Right. Yeah, kind of floating along, aren't we?
Well, yeah, I kind of thought of you when with that. I could hear you playing a little something there back there behind me on that harmonica.
Yeah, I was thinking, I could come up with something with that, pretty decent anyway.
I could hear you wailing, wailing something back there, nice. But that's what we do, folks.
Hey,
that's what we do around the campfire there. That's a perfect example, isn't it, Randy? We come up with.
Yep, we usually do that. Sometimes we'll get a backing track. Sometimes it's just us coming up with stuff, and we got a bunch of guys hooping and hollering and stuff like that too. So, at least we got the energy of a crowd out there too around fire. So it's pretty good. But anybody in the chat there, if you would, share this out to your friends and have some more folks join in and have some fun with us. We're gonna have oh hey Godless Sewing. We're gonna have uh, question and answer time right now, if and then we're gonna have kind of an open mic. People can join in after that if that's okay with you, Jeff.
Oh yeah, that's fine, Randy.
All right. Anybody got any questions for either one of us? Other than why is Randy so damn sexy with that nice shiny head?
I like you better with the hat on, Randy. You're more mysterious with the hat on.
Yep.
You go with the hat. There
Yeah,
you
there
go.
you go. Oh, wrong way. There. His headphones aren't giving me any peace. What evil lurks in the minds of men? The Harmonica Man knows.
There you go. Now you're mysterious.
Yeah. I got a beret too that I wear that actually fits, but it's my old military beret, and I don't want to do. I don't want to ruin it, so it's back up in the military Foot Locker. But I tried to order a black one off of Amazon, and it was like 5 sizes too small, and it was the wrong kind. It looked
Right.
like one of them old English ones. Come on.
Yeah.
So, and it was really cheap anyway. So I just ate the money and didn't say nothing. But, let's see. Thank you, Frankie, for tweeting me out there.
Well, you gonna
It's
play
going
your
pretty
song?
good. Oh, you want me to? I don't have to, but
Well, I didn't know if anybody was not gonna make any comments. I was gonna hear you play a song, wasn't
yeah, I guess so. Here, let me.
You got me on your show.
Yeah, turnabout's fair play, huh? I'm gonna go to my YouTube backing tracks. This guy that I'm gonna play. Let's see, where are they? There's that. I got like 125 backing tracks, so it might take a second to scroll through them all. But this guy's name is Quest, and he just put on his channel he wants me to tag me playing his new song in the key of B, I think, or B minor, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, in Mixolydian Jam, and he's going to put it out on the rest of his social media too. This guy's got like freaking 8 million followers and stuff. So he's a real pro. He's played all around the world for a long time. That's what he looks like.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Play the song.
Oopsie. Giovanni Souza wants to know what your musical influences were.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
chat.
In the early days, yeah, a lot of country. Johnny, you know, Johnny Cash. But in high school, really, John Denver, believe it or not, is really how I learned to play guitar. Remember how big John
Mm-hmm.
Denver was in the early 70s?
Oh yeah.
He was as big as anybody. And that's when I was learning. So mom had actually bought me, Randy, this An Evening with John Denver
Oh, cool.
songbook. And actually that book is really where I learned to play guitar. That's where I learned to play drop D tuning, actually Rocky Mountain High.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know it. That's in drop D. So that was my first experience
Yeah, I
with
didn't know
drop
that.
D. Yeah. And of course, when you're a young kid, you're like, what? I can't possibly do that.
Yep.
And, here I am. Like I said, I went full circle here, and now I'm playing that stuff again. And it comes with ease now, and I think, man, when I was a kid, I used to look at that and think, man, if I can ever play that someday, I'm going to be a rock star, And I
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
but I can play it now. But no, John Denver, James Taylor, Jim Croce. I learned to play guitar with all these guys. The Eagles were one of my bands. Country-wise, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Alabama. Really learned a lot of electric
Mm-hmm.
guitar from Alabama. Learned a lot of my country licks from Alabama. Oak Ridge Boys, bands like that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
rock bands. Doobie Brothers really influenced my rhythm playing, Randy. There's an art to rhythm playing as well as lead
Yes.
playing. And I used to play the Doobie Brothers album, Best of the Doobies, pretty much front to back to become a good rhythm guitarist. Just learn, listen to the music, China Grove, all that.
Yeah,
Just
and picking out what you needed.
be able to strum, become a drummer guitarist. You know what I mean? Play the drums on a guitar.
Right. Yep. Yeah,
So
rhythm is more important than anything.
Yes.
From what everybody's telling me.
Yeah, all you have to do.
I agree.
Yeah, I will tell any guitar player out there, Randy, because I didn't play with a metronome or anything for years. But you will find out how bad you are when you start playing with. Get yourself an app. I use Drum Beats Plus, Randy, on my iPad.
Oh, okay.
Why play with a metronome when you could play with, a drummer? Get a drum app.
Yeah, exactly.
Why play with a click when you can play with a drummer? And just play with a drummer. You'll find out how bad you are as a rhythm guitar player. It sounds terrible for me to say that, but I became way better of a guitar player by playing with click tracks and drum tracks. And too, because you play with tracks.
Yeah, and actually, I had a musician, a guitar player, over last night, and we were. He was getting lost because, he didn't keep the rhythm. He was just, you know how these younger guys are. They just want to show you their licks, just constant, just, and then he'd get lost. He'd be in the wrong key and stuff like that. And And he's like, man, you're drawing those notes out too long. You're not finishing the expression. It's like, that's because you got to wait for about 4 bars before I'm done with. I know what I'm doing. I'm no blues man. Just pay attention to what I'm doing. So,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
know, I knew, you know, me and him had we went and got a pint, and then and I had some dinner, and so we were all hyper and hopped up, you know, on that whiskey, and we're just laughing our butts off trying to play the backing tracks and stuff, and we just had different ideas of how it should work out, basically, between the old and the young.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 But timing is critical. You know, I would recommend
Mm-hmm.
practice when I sit around here at home, Randy. I play with tracks or with I make sure that I play with. I play without them sometimes, but most of the time I'm playing with some type of percussion behind me, or to guide me
Yeah,
through.
yeah. And
To keep
what,
me.
if I'm starting stuff off on myself? I instead of having a metronome, I would rather stomp my foot. You know, and
Right.
harmonica players, you should, any of you out there, use your foot. You know,
Yeah.
get that rhythm going in you, and make your body just one with that rhythm, and then you can fill it in with stuff on that harmonica. You know,
Right.
keep that note on the first or second beat,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
you'll be all right.
Yep. Yep. There you go. I think it comes from playing with a band. I miss. I was always uh, really enjoyed playing with drums and having that beat
Right.
right up my rump. And now that I'm just playing in the basement, I miss that. So I got everything on computer now here,
Yeah.
Randy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
My computer still has a crank handle on the side of it. So old it is.
Yeah.
I got to get better stuff, but it works, you know, for this kind of thing. So, you know, keep them around. I'm not going to go out and spend a bunch of money on stuff. Just, you know, live out here in the country. There's only so much that you're going to do with the signal that you got, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I can't, I just lost my train of thought. See, this is what happens, people, when you shave your head, your brain juices kind of fizz out the top, and then you lose track of what the hell you're doing. So,
Yeah. You need to wear a hat.
yeah. Yeah, especially when I go outside. Around the house, it's fine, but when I go outside or whatever, definitely wear a hat. You know, it's nothing to get chilled. I mean, just within a couple of seconds, and I'm freezing half to death if I don't have something holding that heat in. Or
Yeah.
when the sun's out, you know, I don't want to get my head sunburnt. So,
Well, you had hair
I got to
last
keep
time
it
I
nice
saw
and
you.
shiny. What's that?
You had hair
I
last
didn't hear
time I
you.
saw you.
Yeah.
You had hair last
Yep.
time I saw you. I said, yeah.
A few of them, anyways. You know, at some point, well, I got sick, and at some point, I just like, you know what? I'm just going to own it, because you know half of them were falling out. I mean, like on a daily basis. Like I had radiation poisoning or something. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to cut all the damn things off. My medication is
Okay.
messing with me. I'm just going to be the cue ball, I guess. But yeah, if anybody don't have any more questions, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite. We got a whole bunch of great musicians here in the chat with us, Jeff, and
Okay.
I am going to invite people on the panel, and we can chat back and forth about our knowledge and spread the knowledge and the fun around. So if anybody would like to join us, the link is right there in the chat, and I would really appreciate it if you would. And some of you who haven't talked to me personally yet, I encourage you to get on here so we can get to know each other better, and things like that. So come on, musicians. Um, Greg asked, how long have musicians had backing tracks available to you? Well, I'm going to say it as soon as YouTube was an actual thing. That's when musicians started getting on there. There's a few at first. Now everybody's doing it, getting the
Yeah,
backing tracks up.
yeah. Uh, I actually started with a program called Watch and Learn. They don't. I don't think they're on the internet anymore, but I got a bunch of backing tracks from them originally. But I don't use backing tracks so much anymore as just a drum app. Timing app. It's called
Right.
Drum Plus. It's really inexpensive too. These apps are so inexpensive, Randy. And I got you can do add-ons with them. I added Blues 1, Blues 2. They have country, electronic,
I need to do that too.
rock, heavy metal, which I never use. They have some hit
Now, do you get
songs.
to create your own beats and stuff on there, or is it just one of those where they come up with?
No, these,
Okay.
but they're sampled. They're like live. I mean, they're super realistic. They've got great country beats, like for Johnny Cash. I'd sound like a walking advertisement for him. I shouldn't be advertising for him probably. But, here's my Johnny Cash though. You know, you know, brushes. It's got different. It's just wonderful for.
Oh yeah.
You know, for country. And, I mean, that's great for plugging along with your Johnny Cash songs. And
Yeah, I noticed the drums with country music. They have they use the smaller drums, and they use the brushes across the cymbals and stuff too, an awful lot. But
yeah, I'll give you
it's almost like the drums aren't very bassy for that style of music. They're the very high pitched ones.
Yeah, these are just like if I want to get some Johnny going, Randy. I'll just hit that. And
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's just nice
Right.
to chug along there. A little out of tune, but. And that's another nice thing too. Speaking of being out of tune, Randy, for like $3.99 or something like that, I just have a tuning app right here too on my iPad.
Oh, that beats the heck out of $20 tuner.
Yeah, so right there, I just tuned up with my little app, and they're all over the place. Whatever little tuner you want to pick out. So now, see, there's a perfect example why you need to play with timing.
Yeah.
Like for your lead. Perfect.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot more fun to play,
Yeah, it does. It does. That way you can just play the song and be expressive with it,
Exactly. Yeah.
Instead of trying to remember timing too.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah, it's all hard stuff.
And you can take
being a
time to play
musician
the
is not easy.
lead, without the bottom dropping out. If you want to mess around with a little bit of lead or, something like that without the bottom falling out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I might get an app like that too on my phone, just so I'm not having to tune into YouTube every time and do like the backing tracks and stuff like I just did a minute ago. And then, if I get something like that, then when I go out on the street, which is pretty soon, it's going to be, I'll have something that I can come up with. Playing like a little bit of artistry, just originality.
Yeah. Give me a call about that, Randy, and I'll give you a little more insight. And I just use a Bose. I invested in a really nice Bluetooth speaker that I play through. This one actually has a little bit of a sub out the back. They don't make it anymore, but if you're going to run percussion through, get a pretty nice Bluetooth speaker for yourself, something that can handle, something that's going to, because you have a kick drum and cymbals, and so you want something a little more advanced than your little, Bluetooth speaker. Get yourself something with a little bit of pizzazz to it. But that's my suggestion.
Yeah, I got one. It's like an old boombox.
There you go.
It's got the two speakers, and you can detach them, and it's got a CD player and radio too. So it's basically a stereo. It's just with modern hookup stuff, for computers. So I do that all the time. I'll get something, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I want to jam to that song. It's old Muddy Waters, even. I'd be like, man, this cup of coffee is good, but here's Muddy Waters. I'm going to listen to his ass. It's 4:00 in the morning, and then I'll crank it right up, and I'll be in here, scaring the neighbor's chickens a half a mile away, playing the Muddy Waters and stuff, just to swing at it. But you know how it is with music. You just can't help yourself, you just, and that's another reason why I like living out in the country. My neighbors love it, but they won't. They won't bug me. I got a sign on the door right now that says "on the air," and even when the mail delivery person knows that, just waves through the window, drops the box off, and takes off.
Okay.
They all know when it's on the air. Don't bug me.
Don't bother Randy's on the air, huh? Well, thanks for having me.
Looks like we got no problem. We got another musician, an awesome guitar player. This is Cranky Frankie. He had a show earlier today. It's pretty awesome.
Hello.
How you doing, Frankie?
Hello, Frankie.
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Good. Fellow guitar player, huh?
I'm a singer too.
Ah, yeah.
Actually, I was a singer first, but a lot of people they go to my channel and they're like, "Hey, you're a great guitar player." I got all my singing stuff down at the bottom. I got to figure out how to mix it up a little bit somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, great. I sing too, but mostly in the shower. But I was a backup singer in our band. I sang the harmony.
Yeah, that's cool. I love harmony. I love harmony.
Yes. Yeah. We tried to do as much harmony, 3-part. Our band did a lot of 3-part. We weren't the Eagles, but harmony was important to us. Now, do you play, Frankie? Do you play locally around there?
I was up until about a year ago.
Yep.
I played all over Florida, New York. Doing a one-man show. Just doing my vocals and no guitar.
Oh.
Yeah. But you know what? I never really connected playing and singing until about a year ago.
Ah.
And I just started doing that, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Being able to do both at the same time, because I love to sing, but I put everything into it. I love to play guitar. I put everything into it. and I never really brought them together. So I'm working on that.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be fun for you then.
Yeah.
Now you talking? Now you going acoustic? You're going
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
What do you got? What do you got there? Is that a Takamine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a tack.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to use. I'm heading, I think, for the acoustic solo realm is the way I'm going to close out my career.
Yeah, I just picked up another electric. I just got the Alvarez Yari. Yeah, nice guitar.
Yes, beautiful guitar.
Yeah.
Don't play the
electric.
It should be back there. You can see it back there.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, cutaway, too. I got to have the cutaway.
I play down at the 12th fret.
I do, too.
Yeah.
I got to have cutaway. My old Aspen, the one I learned on, isn't a cutaway, and I get cramped. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's hard. Yeah. Any acoustic that I get will have a cutaway. Well, not everyone, but maybe the if I get a Taylor GS Mini, I could get away with it because it's mainly just playing up there anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. Alvarez Yari. Yeah, one of my buddies growing up had an Alvarez Yari, that everybody was drooling over. Hey, can I play your Alvarez?
Yeah.
We're all trying to get our hands on that.
I've had a couple of Taylors too. I love those.
Taylor? Okay.
I've had a couple of those, about 4 of those.
Okay. Yeah, I've never played a Taylor. My dream is a Martin, but
they're great too. They're great too.
These Takamemis, though, are hard to beat, I gotta say.
I remember back in the 80s, or I should say like maybe the early 90s, they had a 12-string that was so low to the action. I was flying up it, like doing Al Di Meola scales on it.
Okay.
It was so fluid. I wish I could find that again. I remember being in the studio. I was just like doing ripping solos on it,
Yeah, they were making excellent 12 strings back. It seemed like, it seemed like back in the day they were better,
Oh, yeah.
It seemed to me. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like a lot more guys were playing them and they made them better back then. I don't know. They're kind of a dying thing. I don't have any 12 strings now, but
no, I'm looking for another one. I miss mine. I really do.
Yeah.
I love the sound of a good 12 string.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
The past year I've been playing so much acoustic, and I haven't had an acoustic for about 2 months, and I just picked this one up last week.
Oh God, yeah, you're gonna
just last week, so I'm back in business. So.
Yeah. Now, have you ever?
I just had old. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Do you go by Frankie or
whatever? Frankie, whatever.
Frankie, have you ever been introduced to a Tonewood amp?
Oh wow!
Have you ever heard of them?
No, what is that?
Believe it or not, I shouldn't be advertising for them, but this is freaky. I don't know if you want to there's an X brace that you put inside your guitar that's magnetic. And this sticks on the back of your guitar. Is your Yari does it have pickups?
Yes.
Okay. Then you plug it in. Okay. Then you turn it on. Okay. And this is truly unbelievable. If my batteries are up. Oh, the batteries are dead. Oh, man. Let's see if I can get something out of it. Yeah, my batteries are dead. I'm going to change them here. I don't know how much time we have. But anyway, that will amplify your acoustic guitar. And it will, oh, my God, it'll make it play unbelievable.
What is it? Resonate the guitar more or something?
Yes. I'll demonstrate it. How much time we got, Randy? Let me just switch the batteries.
We can stay on here as long as we want until your wife gets mad at me.
Well, let me just turn Frankie onto this thing real quick. I can't believe I've been playing it a lot. You will really love this thing. That one battery's in there okay. Hang on. Randy, you've seen me play this up north, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Frankie. Sorry, I blew my knee out 2 days ago.
Oh, take your time, man.
Okay, here we go.
There's no meter on the stream anyway.
Here we go. Got the fresh Duracells. It takes 3 AA batteries. Right there. Comes with a little cord. I think this thing's $2.99, Frankie. It's a little costly, but it'll change your acoustic guitar playing. Okay, you stick it on the back, plug it in, turn it on. It also has a whole bunch of different room effects, reverb.
Really?
Wah. You know, it's kind of ridiculous, really. I leave it on. It's on Hall right now.
Like
do you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I'll just kind of play. Did you hear that?
Yeah, definitely reverb. That's the reverb I heard, yeah.
Isn't that wild? Like, let me just do a little slow piece so you can really hear it. Like, isn't that crazy?
That's awesome, man. It's like having an electric amp with you.
Yeah, and I just sit around and, you know, it's like.
Love this song.
I mean, it just kind of fills the room. As opposed to, here it is off now.
I was digging that song. You should have kept going.
Well, let me turn it off and we'll do it. Whoops. You hear the difference, though?
Yes.
Here it is on. It's just amazing, really.
I was singing, sorry.
Oh, yeah, there you go. But anyway, now that you got your new Alvarez, I would recommend getting one of them, Frankie, and
$100, it sounds like a great investment.
It'll just change. You will not be able to put your guitar down. You'll be playing every minute. Anyway,
that's cool because if you go out somewhere, it just gives you that extra push that you need if you want to just play around a crowd or something.
Well, yeah, I use it around the campfire.
Yeah.
It gives you that full.
Yeah, it sounds real good.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Along with my
and
percussion.
to top it all off, it's all hardwoods there too, and around that camp, it's like you're under a tunnel.
Yeah.
You know, and whenever we're playing out there, we can hear it bouncing off the trees and the hill behind us and all that. You know, it's really awesome sounding out there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad you joined in, Frankie. Keep
Yeah.
jamming. Music
Yeah.
is a wonderful thing, man.
Yeah, I can't. It saved my life.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much saved my life.
That
Too.
and my dogs. My dog is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I hear you there too. Yeah. Yeah. Music. Yeah, music is everything. So music got me. It really helped me through the pandemic too, man.
Oh yeah.
Although I had, I tell you what, though, I had shoulder surgery during the pandemic, and I'm kind of like an athlete working my way back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My guitar playing, I've had to ease back in with the shoulder. I've really got a real gentle approach now, Randy. Did you notice that? Very limited movement.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to,
I didn't notice.
I'm not doing my Pete Townsend windmills
Yeah,
anymore.
those days are over when you get over
Right.
40.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, all right, Randy. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Thanks for being my guest there today. Thanks, Frankie, for joining in with us, and everybody in the chat. I thank you for coming along and sticking with us here and sharing out, on your social media, all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed this show, and there will be this time next week the same thing going on. I'm going to try to get another awesome guest, and we'll do the same thing.
Cool.
And
Nice to meet
now
you,
I'm going to
Frankie.
ask.
Yeah, you too, Jeff. You too, Jeff.
Yep. Frankie, do you have anything to shill, channel, or anything before I let you go?
You mean you want to play a song or something?
No. I mean, do you have where do people go to hear your channel?
Frankie.
Just on YouTube, Cranky Frankie.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I got.
Cool.
I'm sure you got all your other social media links there too, right?
Yeah.
So how about you, Jeff?
No.
You
There's
don't have
nowhere to get
anything?
hold of me.
There's no what?
Yeah. Piss off, everyone.
No, I don't have.
Leave me
I don't
alone.
have any social media contacts. I'm not on YouTube. I'm obscure.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed this.
Okay.
Yeah, you should build a channel.
Yeah. I always have fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. No, Randy just
I
wanted
tried
me to come on his show. We jam around the fire once in a while, Frankie, and
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. It's always
yeah,
fun to be a fellow musician.
yeah. I'm glad you joined in. I really enjoyed it, man. I'm a big supporter of all music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to end the broadcast now. So if I'm going to mute the two of you out for just now, and join me in a moment for backstage. Give me 1 second here, and everybody, be safe. Be awesome to each other, just like Bill and Ted said. Don't be an asshole. Help each other out. Don't give each other COVID, coughing on each other. Wear your mask unless you're eating spaghetti or something. And then, But, yep, I'm always here for you. Harmonica Man loves you. And as always, remember,